let's talk about the Model X. So yesterday I picked up my Model X, just kind of going over it. I guess it's just a shadow. That looked like a big gap. But it looks kind of the same over here, so whatever. It's pretty flawless, which is kind of to be expected when you don't get an end of quarter push car. My last car was an end of quarter push car, and it had some issues, and it had more issues because of me afterward, but that's a different story. It just turned on. You've got, well, water on the hood now, but no rock chips just yet. What's this? Nothing. No rock chips just yet. That was kind of my favorite pastime, to come out here and look for rock chips, but yeah, shouldn't be any. Let's quickly go over what they've changed about the 2023 model versus, you know, what I had in the 2021 model. Visual differences. There's no longer a T logo here. They just put the Tesla letters across the back now. The brake calipers are now red on the Plaid. I did go for 20-inch wheels this time. When I ordered my 21, I went for the bigger wheels. I think they're actually 22s, and which is funny because my Rivian has 22s. But anyway, they were 22s, and they were the only option that was black. The other ones were silver. I didn't like silver. And before they released the car, they changed the 20s to black as well. And I was like, well, I should have just took that. Could have saved $5,500. So this time I did. I saved $5,500, went with the 20s because I like them better anyway. Plus the ride is so much more smooth. Matrix headlights now come in the Model X. I don't really want to wipe this, but yeah. I'm getting an appointment to go ahead and get it waxed and detailed. Not that it needs it, but at least get some sort of protection on the paint. I opted not to do PPF and ceramic. I was going to, and then I seen the price tag, and I was like, you know what? I don't really need that. We were gonna do, so the full car PPF was $5,500, and if I wanted to do dyno prism, Steck dyno prism, it was $6,500 for the whole car. And I'm thinking that would look cool, but I don't need it. It's not necessarily a need. And I could put $6,500 away into a savings account, and then when I get a rock chip, it wouldn't cost near that to fix it. My buddy Avery got a blue car. He has a Model 3, and he opted to do the full frontal PPF to cover the hood, the bumper, down the front sides here. And he's already got rock chips through the PPF, so it did absolutely nothing. It was a complete waste of money. So it's gonna happen. Use the car, that's what, you know, that's how it gets used. So it's gonna happen. I did get the front windows tinted yesterday, but you really can't tell. They're at 20%, and it's supposed to match the rear, which are also 20%. Well, I guess it kind of does. This big glass is letting in more light to the front. That's why the front you can see in very easy, but in the rear there's no light getting in. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the other things that I didn't like about my Model X. Now, this is something I don't like about this one just yet. There's no sensors in the door anymore, so that's as far as it opens, and if you want it to open, you have to open it, which is fine. And it still shuts on its own, by the way. You can still hit this button, and it'll shut on its own. This is something that should have been fixed in my last car. no yoke. I went with the round steering wheel this time, and so far it's been perfect. Driving with it, no issues, no complaints. I have no problems. I did go ahead and ceramic coat all the leather touch surfaces, the seats, any surface, even in the back. I did even the third row, but I keep it folded down because I have no use for a third row. So I do like this captain's chair set up for the second row, and that's ultimately why I wanted the 6-seat. Could care less about the third row, but I like this 4-seater configuration for the first 2 rows. And if you're gonna go 6-seat, you might as well go Plaid. Uh-oh, it does not want to shut. There it goes. Maybe I was in the way. These doors do still have sensors, so they will detect if something is above the car and they won't open the whole way, or if something is in the way and they won't close. That's still very expected, normal operation for them. I believe the hatch does as well, but just not the front doors. And no parking sensors in the car at all, which is, my parking sensor system has been working. It's just not ideal, I guess we'll say. Honestly, I don't even remember what all my complaints were with the other Model X. I know that the yoke, I got used to it and it was okay, but it wasn't ideal. And I do like the round wheel better. I do know that this actually obstructs your view of the screen when driving. Across the top is where it blinks to tell you to touch the wheel whenever you're on autopilot. And so you don't see that until it starts blinking really fast, and then you notice it and you're like, oh, hey. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's a downside of not having the yoke, but honestly, I'm okay with that. I would rather have the wheel. It makes everything so much easier. I've already pulled a U-turn in it. Everything was great. So the next thing they need to fix is the horn. We need a horn here, not here. But I'm sure that's, only a matter of time. The Model 3 Highland comes with the horn here. If nothing else, maybe they'll let us put a Model 3 Highland steering wheel here so that we'll have a horn, and then we can use the camera button over here instead of a horn button. So yeah, I'm fixing to go run some errands, and I'm going to take this car because I would much rather drive this car than the Rivian now. That's just, that's where I'm at. And I'm sure I'll come up with some more things throughout the day that I wish my other Model X had that this one does have. But so far, I'm really happy with it. Glad that I did it. I was, for a while I've been thinking, oh, I should really do it. I should really get one. And then I thought, and I was like, you know what? I don't need it. Why would I spend that kind of money on something I don't need? And then I'm like, you know what? It's not about what you need. It's about what you want. And this is what I want. So almost backed out the day before. I was like, maybe I should just hold on to the money and think about it. But I was like, nah, forget it. I'm going to go get it. And I won't completely lose everything if I buy it. So, it's still worth something. And hopefully the values start going back up. I do want to mention that satellite radio in my other car did not work day one. It needed an antenna replacement. I got in this one yesterday, and I obviously satellite radio doesn't come activated, so I had to call SiriusXM, get it activated. And right out the bat, it would not work. And I was like, here we go again. So then I tried to pair my key fob, which I don't even have with me, but you have to put it on the wireless charger to program it, and the car wouldn't recognize the key. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this car's got problems too. But I think we've concluded, and we'll know later today, if the key fob was just dead. I think it may have shipped with a dead battery. So I've ordered new batteries. They'll be here later today. We'll test that theory. And then when I got to the tent place to get the tent put on, the satellite radio just started working. So I don't know, maybe the car needed to go to sleep or something. I don't really know what happened there. But I love issues that fix themselves. That's for sure. Anyway, At some point, I will probably get the car wash subscription for this car. I know that that's horrible on the paint and you really shouldn't do it, but honestly, none of the paint problems that I had in the last car had anything to do with that. The paint problems came from rock chips. And then we hit a garage door one time. I have a horrible problem with garage doors, if you remember. We had the hatch open and the garage door was going up and it caught it like right in here somewhere, and then the spoiler as well. So luckily, you know, no damage here yet. But yeah. So if I think of anything else that I can think of, I mean, I already showed you the Matrix headlights. That's a big deal for me. These are so much brighter than the ones that come stock with the older cars, and huge fan. So, but if I think of anything else throughout the day that I'm enjoying about this car that my other car just completely lacked, I'll let you know. I can think of one more right here. The tires, these are all season tires. My other car, they were summer tires, and I don't like summer tires. They don't really serve a purpose for me, especially considering we do get winters here. So all season work way better than summer. I probably won't drive it much in the snow anyway, but I like to have that option if I want to. We drove this one in the snow because why not? And probably the Rivian. It'll probably get drove in the snow. I can go ahead and mention that, you know, I toyed with the idea of trading the Rivian, getting something else. And at this point, I'm just going to step away from that. I do have a nice new car to play with now, and I don't need to get rid of the Rivian. Every time I talk about getting rid of the Rivian, I always come back to say I'm going to keep it. So I might as well just keep it. And I'm going to use it as needed and probably drive it to work. And then I'm going to use this one throughout the week. So, all right.